She's blowing pretty hard outside, which makes her a pretty noisy place to tell you this yarn, but I'll tell you it anyway. How you going, brothers? And the occasional sister? Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Don't you head on down to New Orleans. I love you so. Won't be your dog. I 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 won't be your dog. Oh, baby, please don't go. That's the sort of music I would make in Cuba Street in 1981 to make enough money to pay my way. The previous two parts of the story, if you followed them, you'll know that I met up with a bloke who's got a very, very bad stammer or stutter, and he's got a lisp as well, which goes with it. And he's got three speech impediments. He's got a stutter, a lisp, and the third one is sort of like a tic, but it's Tourette's. And he says funny words, and he hangs on to things, and he says inappropriate things to people. And it's actually a condition which is really terrible to have. So this didn't serve Sam very well at all. Sam had red hair, and we'd just been playing a gig, and a great gig, and there was a guy from up north, a white guy that spoke like a Maori, and he disappeared with two of the women that were watching it, and Sam had gone with the other one, and I'd gone home on me tired back to the hostel when I was on my bed sitting there like feeling all sorry for myself because I'd lucked out again. And in comes Sam and he opens the door and he goes, "Shh, she doesn't fucking like me." And I said, "What's the matter?" He goes, "It's my stammer and it's my rabbit." I said, what's rabbit?" And he kept on saying this word rabbit. And I said, "What do you mean it's your rabbit?" He goes, "It's my rabbit." And he kept on doing this twitch, and it got worse. I found out a bit later on that people that have Tourette's sometimes pick up words, and there was two words that he had. One was rabbit. He'd use it in all sorts of strange ways, and the other one was biscuit, if that makes any sense at all. But he also had a lisp, which I keep calling a lisp. So I said, well, I lucked out too. The guy from up north, don't know where he got to. Following morning, we're at the breakfast table, and he rocks in and reckons he banged both those women, and Sam and I completely lucked out. Sam confided to me that morning over the breakfast table he never had a girlfriend, and every woman that he'd ever been with or girl he'd tried to be with, he'd always screwed it up with either his stutter, his Tourette's, or his speech impediment, or the whole package all wrapped together. Anyway, things actually deteriorated. We're in the hostel there, and I'm not going to do this part because it's got a lot of really vulgar words in it. It's got the C word a lot and a lot of stuff that's also racist. But anyway, these Asian students were staying there, and Sam just lost it that morning. And he wasn't at all a racist person. He wasn't, but he'd say these racist words. I'm not going to say them. You just have to use imagination. And the lady that ran the hostel came up, and she knew Sam had a problem. And she said to Sam, "Look, I'm sorry, Sam, but you're going to have to leave. It got so bad. You're going to have to leave." So I said to Sam, "Don't worry, buddy. I'll help you find a place." So we went into town and we started looking, and there was a shop that had a bunch of stuff on the outside of it. There was a place in Jackson Street in Petone, or there was one also downtown in Wellington. It was a downtown one. We looked at that one there, and the lady said to us, both of these rentals, they both came with, you had to do some work and you had to pay some money, and that's what we liked because it was cheap enough where we could work our way to own them. There was a lot of students around, and there was it was hard to find places, but these were like pretty average places. The first place, the lady showed us all of the stuff and she said, I'll give you something for tidying up first. If you do a tidy up here, then we can talk about the room. I said, well, let's look at the room first. We went out and looked at the room. It was a very shitty average room. It would have been okay for one person, definitely not for two. I was thinking about finding a place myself. Anyway, I helped Sam and her and the lady, the three of us, we all started cleaning up this backyard, and we cleaned it all up. And it took us about 2 hours to clean. It was quite a job. And when we were finished, she came out and she gave us a bloody egg carton full of bloody eggs. And I said, what's this? She said, that's your payment for cleaning up. I said, look, we've just done a couple of hours hard labour and helping you. I think it's worth a bit more than a carton of eggs. She goes, no. And I said to Sam, don't worry about this room. And then we went to Petone, then we went to Jackson Street, and this was a garage that somebody had made into a sort of a sleep out. It had a main room. They cut it in half, had a main room. So if you imagine a garage, they'd cut it in half. They had a main room that had the kitchen, but also had a bed in it, and a sort of a sofa in one room. And then the other two rooms was a bedroom, and a smaller room was a shower and toilet and a bathroom, and they just confined it all. And it was grotty as hell. It was grotty. And the deal there was you had to pay $20. Two people could stay there. You had $20 each a week work, and you had to do the lawns, clean up the gardens, quite a big garden at the back, help with rubbish, and any maintenance, the jobs that she might need help with, which as it turned out she didn't. We shook on the deal and said, yeah, we'll take it. And we didn't care about grotty. So we both moved from there out of the hostel and into that room, and then we carried on going back to Cuba Street, and we'd go and busk there. And there was a girl living next door to the place that we liked, that we moved into. There was a girl living next door there, and she had really, really blonde, frizzy sort of hair. It was quite funny, and she was quite plain, but she had really big boobs. And Sam just liked her, and I was always worried he'd say something inappropriate. And she was about the same age as Sam, and he got quite sort of obsessed with her, almost, to be fair to say, always talking about how lovely she was and that. And I said, well, just go and talk to her. And he said, I haven't got any confidence. And I said, well, got to do something, bro. So we would go into Cuba Street, we'd do our little music thing. Sam would sing, bloody awesome voice, and he used to beat. I mean, he had a really good timing. He could play really cool stuff. And it became apparent that his Tourette's, when he was playing, like his stammer and his stutter, was non-existent virtually. And so I suggested he get some bongos. So we actually bought some bongos, and he would play those, and he'd be able to talk to the audience without any sort of Tourette's coming out. Not saying the word lick your rabbit, which he used to say, I don't know what the hell that means, or bite your rabbit, or up your biscuit. He used to do these weird things, and he'd move his head like that when he'd do it, and he did it with a lisp as well, so it would be quite odd. And people would be like watching him, but when he's playing the bongos, we've got these bongos, they're like one small one, one big one, he'd be able to talk to the audience, and he'd be able to sing, and he'd be really fluid, and you wouldn't know he had a problem until he stopped. I suggested to him that when we get back home, he go and talk to this girl, find out what her name is at least, go and talk to her, maybe ask her out for a date or something. And he said, there's no fucking way I'm going to do this. And I said, well, you're going to luck out, bro. You've got to sometimes take the plunge. And he said, I'm a fucking the darther with girls. And I said, got to keep on trying, bro. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. We get back home, and the place is it's such a pigsty where we're living. Cook up a feed. We ate shit. We ate mostly noodles in those days. Noodles and whatever we could afford. And I said, I've got an idea. What I know about women is that they love a good joke, they love to laugh, and they also love music. And if a skinny little prick like me can get girls, which occasionally I did, and the only reason I did was because I was playing music. I said, if I can get them through playing music, you've got a beautiful voice, Sam. Why don't you sing her a song? He goes, fuck off. And I said, no, I'm serious. I said, if you sing her a song, it could touch her heart, and you could win her heart. And he's like looking around, you can see the cogs turning in Sam's brain. He was like, do you really think it's going to work? And I said, yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing, you can't gain anything if you don't do something. And the worst could happen is she can turn away from you. And he said, what song will I sing? And I said, I will help you write a song. We'll write a song around her. That'll be the best thing that anybody has ever done for her. You write down a list of all the things you like about her, and we'll make it a song. So I gave him pen and paper, because I used to write stuff all the time. And I came back and he had this list, and at the top it had big tits. I said, you can't put that in a song, bro. And then it had nice white skin, nice freckles, nice frizzy hair. So it had all these things which weren't very good for a song. So I doctored them round, and I can't remember what I wrote exactly and what I did, but it was I thought it was a pretty cool song, and it had a thing to it that would work. And I gave him a melody, and it was a melody I made up, and he just straight away got the song going. And then I got him on the bongos to play, and he was playing on the bongos while he was singing, and I was doing a little bit of harmonica. And I said to him, you don't need me at all to play the harmonica, you can just by yourself. And he said, I need you support. And I said, okay, I'll go along with you, but I reckon you can do this by yourself. I said, I'll go and knock on the door. When she comes out, you just start singing. Don't talk, because if you talk, you'll fuck it up. Just start singing to her straight away, and then it'll blow her away. He was like, I think it's a dumb idea. And I said, no, it's not a dumb idea. It's a fucking good idea. We can try this. I said, come on. We knew on Sundays that she was always home. She was sometimes away on a Saturday. She was going to school or university or something. She was about 17. So sometimes during the week she'd come home, we'd be there, and other times she wouldn't. But Saturdays and Sundays, she was always home on a Sunday. And so we made it Sunday would be the date. So Sunday rocked around in the morning, it's about 10 o'clock. And I knock on the door, and her mother opens the door. She goes, hello. And I said, look, my friend, he really likes your daughter, and he's got a song that he's written for her. He'd love to sing for her. Would that be possible? And the lady goes, oh, how wonderful. No one's ever sung a song or written a song for me. How wonderful. And I said, well, if you get her, Sam will sing it. Oh, yes, wait one moment, please. And you hear her trottle off, and you hear, I can't remember the girl's name. I've been trying to think about it for the story, but I still can't remember it. So just have to think of a name, make one up in your head. She calls, the daughter comes out. She's got a dressing gown on. It's like a typical teenager, been sleeping in late in bed on a Sunday morning. She comes out all sleepy with sleep in her eyes, and the hair's all muttered up. Got this blonde frizzy hair everywhere, and these big boobs protruding, or not protruding, but underneath her dressing gown. And I said, Sam's going to sing you a song. And she's like, what? And I'm waiting for Sam to start singing. And I said, Sam's going to sing you a song. And she goes, who's Sam? And I went, Sam. And I looked around. Fucking Sam's gone. He's not there. I said, hold on a minute. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. I go around the corner. Here's Sam legging it down the footpath. I went, Sam, you come back here. He turned around and goes, I'm not fucking doing this. It won't work. I'm not doing this. And I said, hey, come back here right now, bro. You can't leave me. And as I was talking to Sam, she'd come out behind me, and now she was behind me, and Sam was terrified looking at her, and she goes, oh, come on, sing my song. And when she did this, Sam was like turned around, and he had bongos here, we strapped, he had to hold them up so he could hold them, so he didn't have to hold them in his hands. So he got his bongos, and he was looking at her, and I could see he was going to say something, and I said, sing it, Sam. So he started playing, and he started singing this song. And his voice was absolutely bloody beautiful. And everything was amazing. The mother came out and she was looking. Two neighbours from next door popped over the fence. They had their cup of tea. They were having their morning tea and they were looking. Then the neighbours on the other side, one of them popped out. And there was people on both sides looking. And Sam was singing beautifully. And he'd done a lot of public singing because we've been singing in Cuba Street. And this girl was now getting serenaded by this guy that's got a terrible speech impediment. He's playing the bongos. There's no stutter. There's no stammer. There's no lisp, there's no Tourette's. He's doing the song and it's melting her. And when he's finally finished it, she walks up to him and she looks like she's about to give him a kiss. But before he gets here, he goes, big tits, big tits. And I'm like, oh no. And he's like, big tits, sorry, big tits. And he keeps on, sorry. And she says, don't worry about it. And she gives him a peck on the side of the cheek. And he's like, you can see him calm down and relaxing, and he like looks at her for a moment. They look at each other. And I said, hey, Sam, I've got to go and do some business in town. I'll leave you with it. He goes, no, come back. And I said, no, I've got to go, bro. I've got to go and get some gear. And the mother's like, oh, that's so sweet. Come in. And like Sam's like looking at me like a little lost puppy dog, like, don't leave me, don't leave me. Anyway, I legged it and left him. And as I left, I saw she had her arm on his back, and the mother was like beckoning inside the house, and Sam was like walking inside into their home. I get back to our shitty apartment after a day in town that day. When I get back there, the place is empty. Sam's not there. It's a fucking mess because we're messy young guys we live like in a pigsty. Get there and I make myself some bloody noodles and shit, and I'm sitting down there, you know, playing the harmonica, entertaining myself. Playing a few songs, blowing a few riffs, and next minute I hear, I stop, and it's the bloody landlady, and she's going, cut the racket out. I said to her, I don't have a TV, I haven't got a record player, it's my only form of entertainment. She says, if you keep on making that racket, you can't stay. It's like, ah, for fuck's sakes. So now I'm in the room here, sitting there, can't play my harmonica, feeling pretty depressed. The next day, Sam comes home. He didn't come home that night. The next day, he comes home. I was back in town, and then he goes away again. And then when I get home that night, the whole apartment, our whole place is spotless. It's absolutely spotless. The mouldy old shower and the toilet, all the mold's been cleaned off. There's a wee vase with some flowers, freshly cut flowers in there. All our cooking stuff that was all greasy has all been, everything's sparkling clean. It's like, it would have taken hours to do. And I'm like, far out. This place actually does up nice. Somebody even put my clothes away that was all on the floor and shit. My blue rucksack's hanging up. My knife's on the sling on a wee hook. And because I slept actually in the kitchen part, and Sam had the other bedroom. There was two parts. So I gave him the bedroom, and I poked my head in Sam's room, and it's immaculate. His bed's made. He's got everything tidy. There's no crap like there was. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then I hear the door open, and it's Sam, and he's got this big smile, and he says hi, and he doesn't stutter at all. And he's got this bird beside him. Can't remember her bloody name. I wish I could. Anyway, he introduces me to her again, and I said, yeah, we've met. And he goes, I'm in love. He says it in front of her. I said, but that's great, Sam. It's pretty early days, mate. He goes, no, this is it. I'm in love. And she just like smiling, looking at him. And she's quite plain. I mean, Sam's not a bad looking guy, but she's quite plain. Like she's doing okay to get Sam as far as looks go, but she's also obviously doesn't mind about his inappropriate speech all the time. But he's not being inappropriate right now. He's still got a bit of a stammer and a bit of a lift. But so those two guys, as far as I know today, they're still together. Sam and I stayed together for 2 more weeks in the apartment, and he moved out and got with her. I don't know whether he lived with her or what exactly happened. I buggered off back to South Island. That's a story for another day. I wouldn't be surprised if those two got married and had children, lived happily ever after. I don't know what the ending is, but I do know that he was happy. And that's how today's story ends, pretty much with Sam getting finding his love. And it was the first girlfriend he'd ever had, one that he couldn't stuff up because she accepted him just exactly how he was. And what a lucky bastard. We could all find someone like that, eh? Anyway, that's the end of this part of the series, Street Life at 17. That's the end of that, but I will do some more throwbacks. I've been kayaking today for 7 hours solid. I'm really, really shattered. I'm really, really shattered. I've just still got the sea going in front of me stuff. I didn't get the story out quite clear. It didn't make quite sense. It's because I'm struggling still. Anyway, guys, go steady. Check on a brother. And if you know a brother's struggling, send him the whole 3 parts of this, or maybe the whole 14 parts of Frosty the Pig Dog. And I'll catch you in the next video. Go steady. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Don't you head on down to New Orleans. I love you so. I wanna be your dog. 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 Baby, please don't go. See ya.